Welcome and good morning. It's Mike Ferry. I want to take a few minutes today, and I don't know if this is going to take a few minutes or 10. I want to look at a very important topic for all of our existing coaching clients, as well as, obviously, all of you that are new to coaching with the Mike Ferry organization. And it's a question, and the question is, how do I get the most out of the coaching that I'm going to receive? And I wrote the following. It's probably the most common question that we receive, both, again, to those that are with us a long time and those that are new. And it's a great question, but the truth is, the coaching calls, and by the way, every coach that we have is also involved in coaching with Sabrina and I. So I want you to understand the coaches are being coached. The coaching calls themselves are actually just one part of what we do at the Mike Ferry organization with the coaching we're going to be doing with you. Yes, it's an important part. There's going to be 40 coaching calls in the course of a year. And I guess the most we can look at is how do we maximize the return on the investment of time, energy, thought, and money to get the most out of this during the time that you're involved with us. Understanding, of course, that a major portion of all of our coaching clients that you have either met or seen or heard of have been with us 3, 5, 10, 15 years in coaching. And of course, the question then is why? Why would a person be involved that long? And the answer is that you're always going to be working on refining not only your skills, but your mindset. How do I improve? How do I continue to improve? How do I gradually improve, or how do I improve very quickly is the question that has to be looked at. And that, of course, all is answered through the coaching. So what I want to do first, I want to remind you that you get this wonderful coaching kit from the company. It's a very important part of the process. In this coaching kit, scripts, all the scripts that we offer are here for you. So now, for those that like to read as well as listen, they're there. Also, we have a journal for you, and the journal is designed, it is quite extensive, for you to take notes on your coaching calls. And then just as importantly, there are 21 CDs for you to listen to, and then we transcribed those for you so you can, of course, not only listen, but read, make notes, and develop your own system for learning. Many years ago, Mike Vance and Gunther Kloss gave me a kind of an interesting project. And the project was, how do you develop for yourself, and they were referring to me, a good, solid plan system for learning how to grow, develop, strengthen your strengths, and get rid of your weaknesses in the business you're involved in. In our case, that's selling real estate. So what I want to do today is show you a plan system for getting the most out of your coaching calls. I wrote down, here's an easy-to-use list that I've compiled over the last several years. You're invited to review these ideas with your coach, see how many you can generate even more value out of the program for yourself by actually doing the things we say. Now, I want to smile and say easy to use. Coaching is not easy. It is not easy for you as the recipient. It's not easy for the coach, and it's certainly not easy for us as a company. It's defined as hard work. I've shared this with some of you in the past. I had a lady reporter call me about 6 months ago, and she said, I'm doing an article on real estate sales coaching. And she said, I understand that you're one of the leaders in the industry. I said, well, I'm complimented that you would think that. I said, how can I help you? She says, well, it's a short article, only 2 or 3 paragraphs. And what I want you to do is tell me in as few words as possible, what is real estate sales? What is real estate coaching all about? I said, do you have your pen ready? She said, yes. Do you have your recorder on? She said, yes. Do you have your computer ready? Yes. I said, okay, write down 2 words, hard work. Then I didn't say anything. She goes, that's it? I said, well, I refer to the fact that this is an easy-to-use list that for each of you is very hard to actually implement. So I want to go through the list with you. I wrote down a long series. I wrote down number 1. Take 15 minutes before every call. Clear your desk completely. Review your last call because you have notes from your last call. Get your numbers accurately updated. Check to make sure your homework assignments are complete if you had an assignment to complete. Write down the 2 or 3 questions you want answered by your coach. So I have a 10 o'clock call. At no later than 9:45, I want to complete the first thing on the list. Why? Because I want to maximize what I get out of these calls as I work with my coach. Number 2, have your headset on. Stand up, create the highest level of energy possible, and then be very, very open-minded. If you're not comfortable at all, it means you're probably growing. So stand up, have your headset on, have your notepad, be prepared for the call you're going to be on. Then I wrote down number 3, record every call. Have some type of a device, whether it be an iPhone, an iPad, a recording device, have some kind of a device to record every call. No exceptions, record every call. Why? See, the coaching calls, although they're going to be once a week, 40 times in the course of a year, a smart person like yourself, you have a Monday morning at 9 o'clock coaching call, you record it, it's going to be 28 to 30 minutes long. Then each day during the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you review and listen to that coaching call again. Why do I say to do that? Because each time you listen, you're going to hear something just a little bit different, something you didn't hear before. It's going to be a little aha. So in essence, what I tell our coaching clients, if you're really smart, and I assume that you are, you're actually going to get 30 to 40 coaching calls per month with your coach, because each time you listen, you'll hear something new. Now, I want you to listen carefully. It's not just what's being said by your coach to you. It's the tonality, the pace, and the presentation of the call that we can learn a lot from. We spend a lot of time training and working with our coaches. We spend a lot of time coaching our coaches on how to coach. If you record the calls, you're going to accelerate your learning curve dramatically. I wrote number 4. While on the call, even though you're recording, take great notes. And then if you're brave, send a copy of the notes to your coach. Let's see if what the coach was instructing matches up to what you wrote down. See, often we hear what we want to hear. We don't hear what's being said. It's very, very common that when doing a seminar, I'll say, write down these 3 points. Write down A, prospect every day. B, do good lead follow-up. C, pre-qualify. And I'll wait for everybody to write down those 3 points. Then 5 minutes later, somebody will raise their hand. I'll say, yes, what is it? Why don't you talk about pre-qualifying as one of the 3 points? Well, I just did. Well, I didn't hear that. What did you write down? I wrote down prospect, lead follow-up, and make a presentation. Well, if you're taking notes and sending a copy to your coach, we're going to match to see if what you're hearing is what they're saying. I wrote down number 5, take 15 minutes after the call, review carefully what you've discussed with your coach, what you're supposed to be working on, what you've learned, and what you have to do next. Jot down any thoughts, okay, that you have in your journal, that you have in your sales kit. Think about how you're going to apply what the call was all about to the next 5 to 7 days of work before your next call. Remember, coaching is about the application of ideas. Coaching is about the application of ideas. Number 6, to get the most out of the coaching, keep your ego out of the entire process. Keep your ego out of the entire process. Keep your ego out of the entire process. And then when you're done, I wrote down, keep your ego out of the entire process. The biggest reason I've seen, now we've been doing the coaching since October of 1988. It's a long time we've been doing coaching. We've had virtually hundreds of thousands of people through our coaching. We've made millions and millions and millions of coaching calls. The biggest reason coaching does not work for an agent is because the ego gets in the way of common sense. When the ego gets in the way of common sense, nothing works right. I wrote down number 7. Do any and all homework that a coach assigns. Do it, review it, take it, make it part of who you are. Don't just do the assignments where you're comfortable. Do all the assignments. You say you're going to do the homework, so just do it, as the Nike ad says. If a coach gives you an assignment, there's a purpose there. They may not always give you assignments, but if they give you an assignment, there's a purpose. I wrote down number 8. Make sure you have 2 or 3 accountability partners, and if you're not willing to be held accountable, or you're not wanting to be held accountable, you got to find out internally why. Talk to your coach about getting people to hold you accountable. I wrote down number 9, have 3 or 4 role play partners. Role play with intensity. Make your role plays as real as possible. Make sure, if you want to get the most out of coaching, that you stay on the scripts that are in the book, on the CDs, and that you and the coach talk about. Number 10, read the emails that I send you on Wednesdays and Fridays. And if you really want to be a great real estate agent, create a file so you can go back and review them. I send out enormous amounts of information to all of our clients like yourself. You got to read it. Number 11, on the weeks where I produce the 3 Minutes with Mike videos, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays, watch them. 3 minutes. Now, I hear this every day. I'm too busy to watch a 3 Minutes with Mike. You're too busy? I mean, you're taking, what, 50 listings a month? You're too busy? I don't buy it, okay? Number 12, download any and all free Mike Ferry CDs, DVDs, reports in the members-only section of MikeFerry.com. Create a simple skill development plan for yourself. Read, study every day. Number 13, do not miss the production retreat, which is either January, April, or October, or the Superstar Retreat, which is generally in July. These are absolute. You need to be there because it's my latest thoughts and ideas to help you. And then, of course, listen to the CDs in the coaching kit. So, for example, I get asked all the time, how do I listen? How do you want me to start? Start with number 1. Listen to it for 5 days. Go to number 2. Listen to it for 5 days. Now, yeah, it'll take you 21 weeks. Then you start over because you'll forget most of what you heard. Or pick the topic, time management, past clients, prospecting, that is your weakest, and listen to that for a week and then go to the next CD. And then last on my list to get the most out of the coaching, call Mike Ferry. Call me at the office. Call my cell phone. Send me an email when you have a problem. People always say, you know, is Mike really here for us? I'm here for you, but I cannot create and or understand something that you're going through until you call and talk to me. I receive a couple hundred emails a day from our coaching clients. I receive a dozen phone calls or more per day. I am here for you. I just want you to be there for yourself at the same level of intensity. I hope this little short, it's a 12-minute little CD download is helpful to you. Maybe you should consider watching it a couple times. Get the most out of your coaching, most out of your coaching kit. And remember, we're here to help you succeed as a real estate professional. Thanks for taking the time. See you soon.